Back at Snappy Tomato Pizza, and the Skyhawk Talk radio program continues. Coach Jason Simpson's going to join us here as we look at the other matchups that happened in the Ohio Valley Conference this past Saturday. And UT Martin got the win over Austin Peay. 38-14 was the final there. Coach, let's run through before we get to the Eastern Illinois-Tennessee State game. Eastern Kentucky wins at Southeast Missouri 31-7.
They're doing it with great defense and running the football, looking at their stats. So when we go up there next week, it's going to be tough getting yards, and they're going to run it right at us.
Jacksonville State winning at Tennessee Tech 34-14, the final in that one.
Yeah, I read an article, or read what Coach Brown said, and I don't know, you'll understand what I'm talking about, and many of our fans will too. Coach Brown said, look, he said this season's on me because they're 0-5 in the league, and they were 1-7 last year. And we won't talk about who they beat.
Okay, good idea.
Yeah, but he said, hey, this is on me. He said, because I thought that we had enough guys in this class. He said, I went and put 57 guys in my freshman and sophomore classes, and I thought that we had enough upperclassmen, enough bullets in the gun, without adding a junior college player, some older guys to the mix, that we'd be able to compete this year. And he said it just hasn't worked out that way. He said it's totally on me. And, I feel for him because I understand, you'd love to have 30 guys in that, 40 guys in that freshman and sophomore classes. And, there's a lot that goes into thinking about how those classes need to match up to where you just don't have one team and win a bunch of games and the next year you're back down to 2-10. So, and he's been doing it for a long time. And so he obviously recognized what he was dealing with, and I credit him for it.
You just got to hope they have the patience to hang in there with him and have faith in those young players to get older.
Well, and it's going to pay off, down the road, you hope, if they're good enough and they develop and things like that. But, right now it's hard to keep your spirits up when you're losing. It's hard. And it's then can you go and recruit other players, to come in?
Right.
When you say, hey, we were 0-8 in the league or 0-7, but we're going to be better next year. Sometimes you may lose a guy who says, hey, I want to go to a place and win some games.
I wonder how much young people think about that, because I've thought about that. If they can go to a school and know they can play immediately and think that they can turn the program around, it's tougher in football and in other sports, they might go. But at the same time, if you do see that the team has struggled for a couple of years, you got to question what's going on with the program.
It matters.
Yeah.
It matters. All things equal, I got the same scholarship both places. I'm a running back, and both places have got two guys ahead of me. Both coaches have got job security. Both of them got attractive non-conference schedules. One team's, winning every year, one team's not. Then maybe I'm going to be able to reach my potential, my goals here.
How much does it matter to a player when they come in on a revisit and they see a game, how well you do in that game and what the atmosphere is like in that game?
It helps.
Yeah.
It helps. When you've got a good fan base there, and then they see some energy, in the stands and in the pregame. People want to be. We all want to be involved in something special. And when you have that feeling, and it's a great win, and you see that team singing with the band after the game, singing the fight song, and I get a pretty good feel for kids because those are the ones that stay with us, the recruits that stay with us after the game, that, in the locker room or, want to make sure they say goodbye before they leave. Those are the guys that we're in really good with. And I appreciate our coaches that, things that you don't see is that, several of our coaches do a great job with the recruits are here. So you're getting ready for a game, but you can't just, 2 hours before the game, we're in there visiting with those recruits that are here for the day.
Yeah.
And with their parents, we're asking questions. And Coach Glenn has got it organized, and kids are taking tours across the campus. And, we're getting ready to play, and that kid's standing there on the field before the games and warm-ups. And whether it be Coach Scott, come grab me, Coach, and you make sure you say hello to, so-and-so, and he won the game last night. I mean, there's a lot of things going on besides just the football game.
Do you ever deal with recruits on road games?
No, it's got to be on your facilities. It's got to be on your campus.
Okay. Coach, we got to the Eastern Illinois-Tennessee State game. We were all watching it. Eastern Illinois jumped out fast and win that one 34-16 at Tennessee State, at LP Field.
Right. Well, that's what you and I talked about. Could Tennessee State score with them? Because, if you look at their total offense right now, and I know they beat us, but they're not scoring a lot of points, and they're not really moving the football a whole lot. They're winning with their defense and running the ball. And when you get behind by 2 or 3 scores, then you have to abandon, like all of us, abandon that running game. And that's what they do the best. It gets to be hard, and then all of a sudden you got a turnover or 2 or a penalty, and you just can't overcome those that kind of points.
Eastern Illinois scoring a lot of points, racking up a lot of yards.
They are. It must be. You know what? Since that's the last game of the year, we don't see them in film exchange.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Because we've seen Murray several times, Austin Peay, all the teams we've played, but the cycle that we're on. So I haven't really, just peeked at them and seen how good they are yet. But obviously their statistics are really impressive.
Here's what it was interesting to me: of the 4 OVC games this past Saturday, the 26th, 4 road teams won.
Did they really?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know when the last time the OVCs had an all-road team sweep of the schedule.
Well, that's, and I had to answer that question today because we're talking about how do we play better at home. We've lost 2 games in a row at home. And in 8 years, I don't ever remember that happening.
Right.
And say, well, what are we doing different? Let's look at our schedule. Let's look at our setup, because on the road we've done really well. And I can analyze that thing to death, but the bottom line is you played 2 quality teams here at home. You played Tennessee State and Jacksonville State. You played Austin Peay, SEMO, and Tech on the road. And so that that's the main thing. And then you put the bad things that you do in the game on top of it. And so, we'll get ready to play this week. Looking forward to it.
Okay, we'll come back. We'll talk about Murray State with Coach Simpson on the UT Martin Skyhawk Sports Network.